Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name is Tom Novak, and today we're going to do a poplar tree. Now, this tree is good for wet areas. It has a shallow root system, but the roots can be invasive at times. The leaves are round, triangular, and are alternate. And what I mean by alternate is you have one leaf here, then one leaf here, then one leaf here, then one leaf here. You see how it is? 1, 2. Okay, that's our poplar, and it's got a triangular shaped round leaf. It's a fast growing tree that lives only 50 years, and trees that grow super fast usually don't live that long. It's the slow growing trees that grow slow that live a longer time. Now today I'm just going to use a basic soil mix for it. I'm going to use 1 part worm castings, 2 parts peat moss, 2 parts sifted perlite. So let's take it out of its container. I'm using another root maker's pot. And let me get my chopstick so we can poke it out. There we go. Comes right out. And this is a different type of root maker pot. Now from this root maker pot you can see all the lovely roots on this thing. So right now we're going to take my back scratcher that I use as a root rake, and we're just going to start raking the soil out of the way. So we can see our root base. This tree I found last year, just growing in an area where it wasn't wanted. So I was able to get it out with some roots on it. And the root ball is a little bit hard, but let's soften it up a little bit. There we go. And it's a toughie in there. But at least with this, getting the root ball real saturated, it's easier to get the soil out. Now, why do I start with young trees? Because they're easy to handle. So for those with you with arthritis, a young tree is easy to handle and easy to grow. And for those of you who are young, it's an easy bonsai for you to start and to watch it grow. And as you get older and the tree gets older, you can see your development of the tree. So it's really not that bad for you to start something young. I know people like the big trees, but you got to practice, and the only way to practice is to start out with a young one. Okay, so let me get this into the water again, get most of the soil off so we can see our roots. Give it a good shaking in there to get most of the roots off. I mean, not the roots, the soil off. Okay. Let's comb it out the best we can. There we go. Now you can see they have it's just got a real big thick root that's coming out of the side here. This is its, I assume it's the tap root. Plah! You gotta watch this. When it's wet, it hits you in the face. So what I'm going to do is take my shears, because you can see how fat and gnarled that is coming out of there. But you can see how great the root system looks. So let's get this big piece off, because it really doesn't look that good. It's just coming out of the base of the tree right here, so we're going to just snip it off after we dip and clip. There we go. And now here's another thick root, but most of the feeder roots are up here where we want it to develop. So we're going to cut this fat root off right there, and some of these long ones, and we'll see how it develops. So at least we get a radial root base. So before we put it into the pot, I'm going to dip, and you can see how I got a branch coming out here and a thicker branch here, so I want more vigor to go into this branch. So I'm going to cut this back right here so we can develop more branches here so we get a nice little canopy out of it. So I'm just going to take it back to here, and there we have it. Now you say it looks like a slingshot. It might, but I want it to have that nice canopy look. So it doesn't hurt to try something different. And it's a fast growing tree, so let's see what happens. I have an old pot that I cleaned up real good. I got the screen cleaned up in it real good. So I got my basic soil mix right here. And I got my cup. And before I put it into the ground, I got my azus here. I'm just going to dust the roots lightly and the cut end. To get the beneficial bacteria on there, to get this, to get it to grow a little bit. To give it that little vigor to work symbiotically with the root system. Okay, so let's get our soil. Like I said, this is our nice finely mixed soil. We're going to put some in the bottom. And then we're going to take our tree and put it right on the top so that you don't see it look like a fork. We're going to just tilt it to the side a little bit, like that, until the top canopy can develop. Now if you want to try to get the seeds off of poplar, and it's a fast growing tree for you to practice on, and I think you'll be rewarded with it. Now let's take our bamboo skewer and just poke everything into the roots. And then just push it down. Now you can see we're still a little high. I'm going to add some more soil there, but before I do that, I have a nice little rock that we can put there. And then we can bury the rock into the soil with the tree, so this way here it looks like it's been it's not sitting on the top. Now, let's get our spoon so I can get behind the rock. Get it in there so it looks halfway decent. There we go. And remember, this is summertime. People are having a lot of garage sales, so don't be afraid to go out there and look for a used turntable. Hey, if it spins, it's good. It doesn't have to be fancy or nothing like that there. And that's all you do is push it in. Okay, we got Mr. Elephant here, and he's going to water it in for us. We'll get the soil nice and saturated. It'll go down a little bit. There we go. Get it on the side. Now I'm going to put this in shade so it has a chance for the roots to start to grow. And it's been raining on and off today, but the latter part of the afternoon it hasn't rained, but we're supposed to get thunderstorms tonight. The temperature right now is like 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius, so it's a nice night for our tree. Now the best time to plant stuff is early in the morning or late in the evening. You don't want to do it in the heat of the day because that's when your plants are under stress. Now I was asked about my avocado, why I only got 1 out of 40 seeds to grow. Well, there could be a couple of reasons. The shipping. they ship them when they're when you get an avocado and they pull it out and put it on the stand, they're ice cold. So I don't know if the cold from the refrigerator cars that they or trucks that they come in, it's too cold and kills the viability of the seed, or I could have planted it too late, in the winter time, and it didn't have enough conditions for it to grow right. But at least I got one growing, and I tried to start another one in full sun, so I'll let you know if that one starts to grow. But I think it's the viability of the seeds, because I don't know if they're frozen coming in and then they're not ripe, and then they do ripen, so I don't know if that adds to the viability of the seed or not. But it's something for you to think about. It doesn't hurt to eat an avocado and try it. There we go. Our tree is almost done. Give it some more water. There we go. Just spin. That's what's good with a turntable. You can spin it. I'll let the water soak in. I think the peat moss might have been a little bit too dry, but at least it's soaking in nice. There we go. Now for a marker, you can get popsicle sticks and watch the sales, because Michael's at the end of the year, we're giving away these Sharpie paint markers for $1. So I grabbed it. I didn't care what color it was. I think I got a blue one laying around. But at least you paint the popsicle stick, and then you can mark on the back your date, but it's all painted and it won't rot on you that fast, and at least you'll have it as a good indicator of when you planted the tree and what the tree really is. And there we have it. There's our little tree, and we can put a little bunny rabbit there. Take a napkin, wipe the top of the pot. Later on, when it starts growing, then I'll get some top dressing and I'll dress it up. And I'll let you know if it survives our little planting here. I'm going to get a little bit more soil to fill in the corner of the stone here. Press it down because I can't get my fingers in there, it's so tight. But that's about it. That's all you got to do. And it's an easy tree and a fast growing tree for you to try. And I think you'll be rewarded with it. So let's see what happens. There's our tree. There's our front. There's our rabbit. There's our rock. With our popsicle stick. Everything looking good. And with this rainy weather, it's supposed to rain for another 5 or 6 days in a row, so that'll be good for the root system. I don't know about my cactus outside, but they've been in long rains like this before. Then the sun comes out and dries the soil a little bit, so I never bring them in, I leave them there. So that's our tree for today. And today is Friday, and you know what that is. Today is Friday night, old time radio with the big band music. Take your wives, take your husbands take your wives, grandma and grandpa. Get that table and chair on the side. Put on some old time big band music. Dance the night away. And then sit down, relax, make a nice hot pot of tea. Pour yourselves a cup. Sit down in your favorite chairs and relax and enjoy the music. You take care, and thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors.